who did we predict to win the Premier League? I better leave now. I don't want to be on this stream anymore because I predicted bloody the Scum. I predicted the Scum to win the league.
Didn't even get close.
And, well, they did come second.
Not close, mate.
Close to Man City.
Only by a point, I think, in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah. Still went for Man City.
True. But Liverpool obviously ran away with it. But look, to be fair, Man City they had the fall off finally this season after 4 years in a row. So it is what it is. But Arsenal will be gutted. They didn't win it.
Yeah. In terms of FA Cup, who did we predict to win the FA Cup? Sim went for Newcastle.
Not a terrible prediction. They won the Carabao. All right, I predicted them to break their trophy.
No one's predicting Palace to win the FA Cup.
No, went for Liverpool. Well, Liverpool got to the final of the Carabao, didn't they?
Yeah.
But didn't win it. I guess you predicted Liverpool to be trophy winners. I predicted Newcastle to be trophy winners.
Yeah.
Not a terrible prediction.
Carabao Cup, who did we predict for the Carabao Cup? I predicted Tottenham, Sim predicted Liverpool. You predicted the losers in the finalists.
Yeah, not a terrible prediction. They got to the final. Newcastle obviously won it. Okay, not terrible.
In terms of overachievers of the season, oh my God, this is so muddy. This is so muddy. For overachievers, we both picked West Ham.
Nah, it's terrible, man. That is shocking. That is shocking. Yeah, that's bad. That is bad. Obviously, Lopetegui lost his job, in November, October, and they didn't get any better. They had a shocker, considering, I know we're one to talk considering our season, but they should be so disappointed with the talent they have. And also, they, one game a week and all that kind of stuff. And the way they've performed this season has been shocking, really shocking.
So who have been the overachievers of the season been? Probably Crystal Palace, right?
FA Cup Forest.
Or Forest.
Yeah, Forest or Palace.
I think Palace. Forest, the Conference League, no?
Yeah, but they were in the obviously
playing Europa League football next season.
In terms of that, then yeah, but obviously Palace finished 12th in the league. Is this? I guess we're looking at maybe Palace. Palace have a good shout. I think it's between Palace and Forest. I would say between those two.
Yeah, I mean Liverpool clearly
on Liverpool as well, but but they ended up with a very similar points total than last season. The other teams fell off.
Not the point though. Like none of us predicted Liverpool for the title.
True, no one was really predicting
his first season after Klopp. Everyone was saying it was going to be so hard.
Yeah, but is it more of a overachievement for Liverpool to do that from where they were last year, or for Forest to jump from 17th to 7th, or from Palace to win their first ever trophy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, first ever trophy is just mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Newcastle as well won their first trophy in 60 years, whatever.
And they finished 5th, so that was a pretty good achievement.
Yeah. So there's a few shouts there. Underachievers of the season, what did we predict? I predicted Man City.
And I predicted Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea.
Man City are the underachievers of the season.
You think so?
Yeah.
Not Man United?
Look, there is Man United, but Man City. It's true, but Man City, off the back of what they've been, they've been like, the best team of Premier League history, pretty much. Four titles in a row, has it been?
Yeah.
A Champions League in there as well. For them to be fighting for top 4 and to take home no trophy at the end of the season, that's got to be losing in an FA Cup final to Palace.
I think it's up there, but I don't think it's more than Man United.
I think it is.
Nah, come on. How can you say it's more? Man United finished 15th, no trophies, their worst season ever. Like they wanted to compete for top 4 this season, and they ended up in their lowest ever position, and they're a massive club. Like, how can you say they're not big? Like, at least Man City still finished 3rd, but only a few points off Arsenal, and they recovered the situation.
On Manchester United this season?
Yeah, for sure. You go back to the predictions at the beginning of the season. They had signed De Ligt.
Yeah.
They had signed, who else they signed? They signed Xerxes. They spent quite a bit of money in the summer.
But everyone said
they're going to be competing for top 4.
Everyone said that their manager's going to be sacked early in the season.
No one said that.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't.
Of course they did.
They said maybe at the end of last season when they decided to keep him, but they spent a lot of money. If you watch everyone's predictions, everyone's saying they're going to be competing for top 4. Everyone was saying they're going to be competing for top 4. Man, you watch the beginning of the season in the overlap. Neville said he wouldn't swap Man United's midfield for Liverpool's. That's what he said. Like these, but these were they were sort of seen as a team that will be competing for Europe this season, and they completely. At least I know you could say Tottenham, but at least we won the Europa, so we can't get involved in that conversation because we got a trophy. Man United got nothing, and they're 15th with nothing to show for it. Nothing. It's got to be Man United. It has to be.
Well, I mean, both clubs are probably 1 and 2, aren't they? Man United and Man City.
Man United and Man City. Who else would there be? Probably those two. I guess you maybe put West Ham in there, but I don't think
it's not like as much as we predict them to be overachievers. It's not a shock to see West Ham where they are. You know what I mean? They're used to being in that position.
I mean, the name, yes, the team probably is a shock.
Like, I just think Man City, like, to take home no trophy where everyone was saying they're going to win the league, and to be in a top 4 battle till the end of the season.
Yeah, but also the fall off was going to happen at some point, and for their fall off to be 3rd place, it's not the worst fall off in the world, is it?
Well, no one expected it this season.
No, but we also know that run can only carry on for so long.
Yeah, but still, nobody expected it this season, though.
Yeah, but obviously Rodri got injured.
Yeah,
didn't he, at the beginning of the season? That was a big thing.
Do you think Man City are going to be back up there next season, fighting for the title? Mm-hmm. They need to have a good summer.
We'll get Rodri back.
Leaving.
Obviously, we'll see what condition he's in. But you get him back, you make some signing. De Bruyne will leave, but they're going to sign someone. They're going to sign someone good in that position. I'm not saying they'll win it, but they'll be back challenging.
They're signing Ryan Cherky for that position.
They'll be back up there. They'll be back up there challenging. They'll be close to Liverpool for sure.
All right, now we are going to look at our player predictions. Oh, my God, this is muddy. Let's get into it. I went for Odegaard. Odegaard was like probably flop of the season, and Rodri was injured all season.
He got injured in September. What can I do? He was playing brilliantly before. Well, actually, he was rested a lot before.
Do we know the winners of it yet? We don't know.
We don't know. We know. Yeah, Salah. It's going to be Salah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. What can I say?
I don't know why I was glazing over Arsenal so much pre-season, man. It's actually
you got sucked in. You got suckered into it, mate.
It makes me feel dirty, man. It really does make me feel.
You got suckered into their PR. That was it.
And I never get suckered into their PR as well.
You know, they had a great second half to last season. You're thinking, oh, God, they're really going to do it. And I don't know, you just got suckered in by them. Never bow to them. Odegaard was a flop, really big flop.
Massive flop.
Did Maddison have people say? I saw Goldbridge saying that Maddison was flop of the season, which I think is ridiculous.
Had a better season than Odegaard.
No, in terms of goal contributions, did Maddison
not contribute? Just impact.
I agree, but in terms of goal contributions, just by that. In the Premier League, Maddison got 9 goals, 7 assists. What did Odegaard? I feel like barely got much. So that's 16 goal contributions. Odegaard got 11, 3 goals, 8 assists. He had such a poor season.
Yeah.
I know he was injured, but so was Maddison. He was injured for a bit this season as well.
Yeah. So Odegaard has been horrific.
Maddison had a much better season than Odegaard.
Out of everything I've predicted, that's the muddiest thing of the muds.
Yeah,
I'm firmly in the mud for that, man.
He had a terrible season. Rodri, who knows?
I'm actually sitting here fuming at myself for predicting this.
What can I say about Rodri? You know, he got injured. This is what it is. He's got it's just a luck of the draw.
Yeah, well, last season you were making the argument that Harvey Barnes is flop of the season because he's been injured all season.
No, before the season I said it.
Yeah, but then you were trying to
because when he played, he wasn't great. When he played, he wasn't good. And I heard that, and I was listening to the True Geordie who said he's the biggest waste of money they've ever spent. And I was like, okay, maybe I've got something here. But Rodri, obviously we know how good Rodri is, and it's just, he got injured. What can I do?
All right, young player of the season. Oh God!
Another player who got injured. Basically, if I predict you to get Player of the Year, just watch your ACL because it's going to go. Essentially, Bob didn't play at all this season because he got an ACL right at the beginning, and that was it.
Maybe I should predict Arsenal every season because these guys didn't have a great season. I mean, Saka, had a big injury, didn't he? So
Saka to be and to be honest, when he played, he just wasn't he was good. I think he actually started the season fairly well in terms of numbers. Yeah. But in terms of how he's played, I think he's played better.
He got crazy amount of assists, I think.
Yeah, he got a good amount of assists. Look, I don't think we can sit and say he had a bad season, but definitely wasn't Young Player of the Year. Who would we say is Young Player of the Year?
Young Player of the Year. Remind me of the.
I'm trying to think who the young players. Guy in the chat. In the chat? Give us some Young Player of the Year nominees. I think Saka might have been nominated. Was he nominated?
Is it 24-25?
Yeah. Oh, Delap,
Elanga, Gravenberch, Dean Hyson,
he's a
Cole
shout.
Palmer, João Pedro,
Morgan
Morgan Rogers, Saliba. That's it. Out of those, it's either Rodgers or Hyson for me.
Rodgers, Hyson. Who was the first? Oh, Gravenberg, though. He's got a show as well. He's got a shout because he's been brilliant this season, up until maybe the last month where he's not been great. But before that, remember as well, he didn't have a great first season at Liverpool. They didn't know where he really fitted in. And everyone was saying before the season, if Liverpool don't sign a sixth, they might even drop out of the top four, people were saying. And they just put Gravenberg there. And not only did he do a job, he thrived and he was brilliant and he won the league. A large part was because of him filling in that
let's
position.
Let's give it to Gravenberch then. Biggest flop of the season. Let's see what we've gone for here. Ha ha ha. Two flops.
Come on, we've done very well.
Went for Dewsbury Hall. I went for Darwin Núñez, and both of them have been big
massive flops. Who's the bigger flop? Probably Dewsbury Hall, I'd say.
You would say that though, wouldn't you?
I well, no, but Núñez, as much as he's been a flop, don't get me wrong, he's been a massive flop, but he did have his moments, those 2 last-minute goals against Brentford. That's pretty much it, I can remember, to be honest. But Dewsbury Hall barely played at all.
Yeah, especially as he was like Maresca's guy as well.
Yeah, I think he's had in the Premier League, how many games he actually played? And when he has played, he's not been good. Conference League, he's not been terrible, I guess you can say.
But the thing is, like, I feel like a lot more was expected out of Núñez than Dewsbury Hall, though.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. But yeah, I think a lot more was expected out of Dewsbury Hall than we got.
Yeah,
we got nothing, literally nothing. Did he score a Premier League goal at all? Did he do anything?
As well, like Darwin Núñez is walking away with a Premier League medal, and he had no impact in that whatsoever.
Well, apart from that Brentford game.
Yeah, that one game out of 38.
Yeah,
I'm sure Dewsbury Hall had an impact in at least one game as well.
Would you say well, I can't remember in the Premier League.
Sammy, did he? One game?
Yeah, 3 or 4.
See, 3 or 4?
3 or 4, yeah. Come on, Sam. Sammy, you know Dewsbury Hall's a bigger flop than Núñez. He knows it. He knows. Who would we say he's the biggest flop of the season? I don't know who would be a bigger flop. Who's anyone signed for big money who's just been absolutely terrible?
Who did United sign in the summer?
Zirkzee. In terms of, it's not a player, but you could say Højlund maybe. Højlund's up there.
Did Højlund sign this summer?
Núñez didn't, so I guess it wasn't just signings.
Oh, it's not signing. Yeah, Højlund for sure. Who else, guys?
Højlund's
Let us
up
know
there. Who's up
for
for biggest flop of the season? Yeah, Højlund's definitely up there. Odegaard. I mean, it's Odegaard up there for flop of the season.
Odegaard is up there for flop of the season in my opinion.
Because of how far he's fallen. Who else is there? Flop of the season. Anthony obviously left in January. He was brilliant in the second half, but for United it was terrible. It's probably Onana. He's bad. He's been very, very bad. Any West Ham players? Kudus has been terrible.
Timo.
Yeah, Timo. Werner's there. João Felix. Walker. Someone saying he was terrible for City for City for a bit.
There are so many, to be honest. There are so many.
I've
got it.
Gone.
Phil Foden.
What a terrible season. Yeah, he's been terrible.
Player of the year to this.
Yeah. How many goals did he actually end up? Because everyone was saying it's coming, and it never came, literally. Apart from, I think there was one spell in January where he looked all right, but 7 goals, 2 assists, not good at all from Phil Foden this season.
I couldn't believe how bad Foden's been. Everyone's like, oh yeah, it's just he's recovering from the Euros,
He literally recovered the whole season. Grealish, Fulkrug, someone saying Somerville has been terrible.
To go from where they were last season to where they are now, I think the 2 biggest disappointments this season is Foden and Odegaard, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, let's look at our surprise packages of the season. What have we got?
Well, best signing we've got first.
Oh, best signing. Sorry, I wanted to glaze over that one.
Yeah,
we both went for Solanke.
Yeah.
Who has the best signing of the season been?
Who has the best signing of the season been? Well, Liverpool didn't sign anyone, did they? So no one from them. Marmoush.
Dean Hyson.
Hyson's there. Bergvall, someone said. What about down? Liam Delap. I know they got relegated, but he was a top signing this summer. Probably a load of Brighton players up there. Evan Nilsson, maybe. I don't know. Signing of the season. Baleba. That's a good shout.
Minte.
Well, I don't know about signing of the season, but he was very good. Marmoush. Yeah, people say I think Marmoush is not a bad shout. Kirkes wasn't a signing. Was he
not?
I think he's been there for a couple.
People are saying.
Pretty sure he's been there for more than this year.
Maybe he came last summer.
Yeah, I'm pretty. This is his second year at least.
People are saying Marmoush. I mean, he did have an impact. He scored a lot of goals.
Came in January though.
Yeah.
Trying to think who else.
I think signing of the season has been Hyson.
Hyson.
I think it's been Hyson.
Considering he's just moved to Madrid for 50 million, 19-year-old centre back. They've probably, I don't know how much they signed him for, but probably quadrupled their money, or doubled at least, or tripled. Yeah.
Unreal. He's been unreal.
Brilliant.
And who said we should sign him in the summer? It was me. I said it. Why didn't they listen to me?
Should have got him. You should add you to the recruitment.
They really
staff.
should, man. They really should. A surprise package of... Oh, wait, another one. Evan Nilsson.
I said Evan Nilsson,
you said him, yeah. He's been brilliant.
He's been very good.
Yeah, surprise package of the season. Who have we gone for? Sim went for Weefer, and I went for Minte.
Minte's a good shout.
It is
Minte's
a good shout.
I'll give you that. Weefer, I have to say, he's been a bit disappointing, actually. I thought he actually started all right, but he's got injured, and also he just hasn't been great in the middle. In fact, they had to play him at right back recently. I think there's still a good player there, but I think I got that one wrong.
Surprise package of the season is definitely Chris Wood.
Wood, yeah.
Definitely.
Some people say Murillo's or Milenkovic.
Murillo, Milenkovic, Wood. Those three players, I think, have all been,
Although, to be fair to Chris Wood, give him his props. Last season, I think he got 14 league goals between January and the end of the season. So maybe we should have seen it coming. But I think, what did he get? 18 goals?
Yeah.
Maybe someone like Wissa, 19 goals?
Yeah,
he's a surprise
Wissa.
package. And Buemo less so,
Mbeumo.
because I think we just know how good he is. But Wissa, we know he was good, but 19 goals good, I didn't think he was that good. And he did get it, so fair play to him. Matt Sells, people are saying. Ismaila Sarr. Munoz.
Munoz's been brilliant this season.
Munoz is a shout.
Brilliant.
He's a shout. Yeah, I think who else? I guess we can say Gravenberg is a surprise package. How good he's been. Minter, you should be happy with that.
I am happy with that. Golden Boot, we both went for the easy option in Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
And I mean, he did have an injury, but still, Haaland wasn't anywhere near as good as he has been.
But you finished second?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not the worst.
This is a bad season for Haaland.
Yeah, bad season, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good shout, actually, for surprise package, Ola Aina.
Ola Aina. Yeah.
He was getting relegated with Fulham a few years back.
He was. Cunha had a great season.
For Cunha not to be in the conversation for player of the season, I think is a joke.
Agreed. Tielemans, someone said. Yeah, Cunha's just been phenomenal for Wolves.
Cunha and Tielemans should be both up for surprise package for sure. I think they've both been brilliant. But let's move on to the Playmaker Award. Sim went for Bruno, and I went for Mohamed Salah. Spot on.
Well done.
Finally got one.
That's good. Yeah, good prediction. I don't know how many did Bruno actually end on. I'm trying to figure that out. Let me see how many he actually ended on. He wasn't in the top. Oh yeah, 10 assists.
10 assists. And what did Salah get? 18.
18. So Bruno was fourth. Bruno was fourth in the assist chart. And yeah, Salah 18. Yeah, he smashed both of them. He was 6 clear of Isaac for Golden Boot. Oh, so Isaac actually finished second in Golden Boot. And he was 6 clear of Murphy. Murphy finished second for assists.
That's mad, isn't it?
Jacob Murphy. Wow. That's mad, isn't it? Jacob Murphy finished second.
But Salah had won this by second half of the season.
It's mad, right? Everyone says the Premier League, it's so far ahead of all these other leagues. In terms of when we're having this Europa League conversation, I know it's like a bit of a separate conversation, but they're saying they have this Europa League conversation like, oh, it's so much bigger than the Serie A and Premier League and all that kind of stuff. And then you look at who's in the top 10 of goals and assists. You've got Wissa, you've got Chris Wood. You've got people like, I know Mateta's a good player, but you've got people like Mateta who you wouldn't say is like one of the best strikers in Europe. And then for assists, you've got people like Anthony Robinson, you've got Jacob Murphy. Read these names, you don't think it represents the best in Europe, do you?
It's true, but you look at the other leagues and see who's there in the other leagues.
I know, I'm just saying, it's just, when these players are finishing in the higher echelons of this league, it doesn't really scream like it's so far ahead of the other leagues.
It's true, but there's one-off seasons, you know what I mean? Like every league has those kind of players that do madness in a one-off season. Like everyone's got them, and I feel like if you put Jacob Murphy in a Bundesliga, he'll probably smash it out.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, let's move on, and we're going to look at our table predictions. So we got a scoring system. So if you get it spot on, you get 0, and it's +1 for every kind of space you're away. And the aim of the game is to get as little points as possible. And yeah, let's let's get into it. Let's get into it. So I predicted Man City.
Wow, I've got 5 zeros. Look at that.
Yeah, you predicted the bottom 3.
Bottom 3 and Wolves and Everton.
You've done well.
And +1s for Fulham and Palace.
You've done very well. And I predicted, I got a +17 because I tried to be the class clown and put Man City at bottom of the league for their charges.
That is, you got a plus. Would you get any? You got what? You got a 0 for Everton.
And I got a +10 because I put Forest at 17.
Forest at 17.
Where did you
I
put
got.
Forest? You got them at.
They're at 15th. I got a +7 for Brentford. I have them in 17th, and they finished 10th. I'm happy with 5 zeros. I'm happy with that.
I got 1-0 for Everton.
+8 for Forest. I'm in 15th. +5 for Bournemouth. I'm in 14th. You had them in 11th.
That's pretty mad. 5 zeros there.
No, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with 5 zeros.
You should be happy with that, but I'm not happy with mine. I'm not happy with mine as well. And as well, like you got Fulham and Palace, just one space.
Yeah, one space. That's pretty decent. That is pretty decent.
So, yeah, that is not good for me. Basically, the Man City thing as well screwed me up. And I had Ipswich to stay up.
Well, you would have lost anyway.
Yeah, I probably would have lost anyway. Let's look at the top half.
Let's look at the top 10.
Top 10, I didn't get one right in the top 10.
I got 1-0.
And you
but
got Arsenal.
But you got 4 1s, which is not terrible.
Yeah.
Actually, did a lot better than me in this one because you got a lot of 1s here, and I've got United and Spurs. Obviously, you as well, but I've got +13, +10, Newcastle +2, Villa +2, Chelsea +5, Brighton +2. But I did get a 0, but I didn't get any lower than I didn't get any 1s.
Yeah, I put Man United in 4th.
Man in 4th. I put them in 5th, so I got one
Why would
closer.
I put Man United in 4th? If you take away the 17 points for Man City,
See, you were expecting Man United.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. If I take away the 17 points for Man City, it's like still very close.
It's a lot closer. Well, it's only 20 points. So you take away, all of a sudden it's 3 points. You did a lot better than me in this half. Although I got a few +2s, Newcastle, Villa. Got a 0, +2 for City. Yeah, it's not the best. Not my best performance. Obviously, West Ham +8. Yeah, so did you.
Tottenham in 3rd.
Chelsea, Chelsea 5th, +5.
This is not good.
God.
Look at West Ham. We both put West Ham in 6th.
Shocking.
How many of our top half predictions finished in the bottom half then? West Ham, Man U, Tottenham. That's
3 of them, 3 of them.
Newcastle had in 8th. You had in 7th.
7th, they finished 5th. Villa, I had in 8th and they finished 6th. Chelsea finished 4th, I had them in 9th. Brighton, they finished 8th, I had them in, okay, that's not terrible. I'm a lot happy with my bottom half predictions.
I bet you are. But that is how we predicted the season, guys. That is how we predicted the season.